Hey everyone, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chelsea, and today we are going to discuss your changing bodies. Before we go into that, I'm trying to think what's new, what's going on. I've been actively seeking out more, I guess, like-minded individuals, more psychic, intuitives, mediums, just to sort of have that like team around me where I can connect with people, we can talk, shop, whatever needs to be done. I think it's really empowering, powerful, helpful to have access to like-minded individuals, especially within the spiritual realm, spiritual community. It's just great. It's fun. You go through there's just so many questions sometimes that you just need answers or sort of to reaffirm or you know me, I can't think of the word, but anyway, so that's something new where I'm actively seeking out those like-minded individuals just so we can talk about a bunch of weird shit together. And being an American living in Australia, I guess I had a really nice community. Obviously, I had a really nice community back at home, what I'm saying. But outside of my core friendship group, I was starting to go to more circles, hippie drum circles, sound baths, that sort of thing. So I'm, again, using that word, actively pursuing that here in Australia. So that's what's new with me. If you're in Newcastle, let's be friends. How funny do my hands look? Okay, so going into today's video, I'm gonna discuss, as I said, your bodies are changing. All jokes aside, I'm gonna discuss what it means to be a multi-dimensional being. So here's the kicker. Everyone is a multi-dimensional being here on Earth and in realms beyond. It is actually your birthright. Maybe birthright isn't the thing. It's something you're born with. It's not something you have to acquire or learn how to be. It's inherently you. That truest version of you is already accessing those higher dimensions, those other realities, other realms. So it's actually up to you, I guess. It's your sort of purpose or job, if that could be the word, to learn how to consciously access those higher dimensions, realms, realities. Yeah. So just so you know, you already are a multi-dimensional being. Congrats. So we live in a multi-dimensional universe and function in many realities all at once. So I'm going to say that again. We live in a multi-dimensional universe and function in many different realities all at once. It's actually likely that your soul, our souls, my soul, I don't think I have two souls, is fragmented. So these different realities are occurring, and it could be that your soul was decided, if it consciously decides, it's so different than three-dimensional reality. So I try to not use words like it picks and chooses, but it does. It might decide to split into many different forms and different dimensions and different realities to have all of these experiences at once, because basically the universe is a multi-dimensional universe. Realities are happening all at once, as we've said time and time again. Time is not linear. Time and space, everything is happening all at once. So when you know this, it kind of wouldn't make sense for your soul to be up in that realm wherever it hangs out before it comes into, say, a physical form. If it has access to all these dimensions, all these different realms and realities, you think it would be hey, I'm gonna go be a human here, I'm gonna go be, I don't know, a Palladian here, an Arcturian here, and just experience sort of, it's kind of I remember when I was younger, I wish there was 5 of me so I could work 5 different jobs at once to make 5 times the money. This was 16-year-old me. It's kind of like that. You're oh, I wish there was multiple of me that could go to school all day, and then the other one will do this job, the other one will do this internship. I was very scholastic. I really just wanted to succeed, and I thought, or like Hermione in Hogwarts. There you go. I'm sure some of you were thinking when she used the time machine, kind of same, but not really, to like do different things all at once to achieve higher potential of a goal. So that's sort of like my understanding theory. Again, I'm just having this information downloaded into me, and it's actually up to me to translate it as I will. So that's how I'm translating it. So, and it's remembering that everything is connected in one. So if this feels overwhelming, that there's different realities and realms with you living different lives, just begin to open up to that. I know it's a lot. It's kind of like that emoji with the brains exploding. So how do you access these other dimensions, this multi-dimensional reality? On a simplified level, you can access it through your dreams, consciously or subconsciously. Sorry, I started choking. So actively would be astral projecting. But I know for me, when my energetic gifts started to reactivate, my dreams became more vivid. And so kind of what's happening here is my gifts were reactivating, which was raising my frequency and energy to match that energy of those higher dimensions. And so therefore it's like my soul, my consciousness, while I was in that dream state where everything was really theta and relaxed, it would go, I mean, I'm convinced. I don't obviously have proof at the moment except for just my own experience of what would occur in my dreams, but it would feel like I would go to alternate universes and like be on like missions and receiving information, receiving different kinds of gifts, seeing things unfold in different galaxies. And I would have they would be so vivid, and I would be able to retain so much information where I felt when I did actually wake up back here in 3D, if I had a sketch artist, I could literally have that person sketch out. I could remember the detail of people's faces. So that's when I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of starting to go places in these dreams. So that might be an experience for you. Another way of just accessing this multidimensional self is meditating, connecting with your spirit guides, angels, archangels, masters and teachers, loved ones that have passed on. They don't exist here on 3D. It's just like our consciousness and our soul doesn't actually exist down here on this third dimensional plane where Earth exists. Everything is up in those higher dimensions, 5D or higher, and it's through our physical bodies that we either receive that information or have those experiences with our spirit guides, angels, and so on. So just keep that in mind, like your body is the vessel for which your consciousness experiences this dimension, and then your consciousness also has the ability to, it's not really going up, but go up into those other realms and dimensions and experience those sort of events that are occurring in those dimensions and realms. Simple enough, right? And again, also working with your intuition, just to reiterate, if you do start working with your intuition, you'll start to see more synchronicities and things of that nature. It's sort of like the angel numbers are really popular. It's the synchronicities you see here on Earth that are a way that those higher dimensions sort of communicate with us. Since they don't necessarily take physical form, they can play with the physicality here on Earth. And so one of the last things I want to talk about, I wrote something down. So just so it's like before I go into the last thing is, I took these notes while I was channeling. We're all multidimensional beings. We've just denied ourselves that part. Oh my God, I can't read my own writing. We're all multidimensional beings. We've just denied that part of ourselves through this linear programming that exists down here on Earth. Other worlds and dimensions exist just beyond the range of our normal perception, but we remain unaware because our minds are not objectively conscious to these higher levels. And so watching this video now, your body and brain and mind will start to become more aware, more conscious, and then you can start down that sort of like spiritual journey of owning you're owning who you are as a multidimensional being, because that's who you are to your truest nature self. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the last thing I want to discuss is in this new paradigm, so I guess the old paradigm, I don't know how to refer to it, but you think of, how do I want to put this? So it's always sort of been our consciousness that it doesn't even leave the body, it still stays, but it's our consciousness that is traveling, that time travels, that experiences these different realms, that goes into these higher dimensions. So in this new paradigm, our bodies will begin to go through ascension as well. Our bodies will begin to acclimate to this new frequency and energy, so that it may sort of travel with us as well. So basically what is said, or it is written, is that our bodies as they are right now, as carbon-based, are not acclimated to the unconditional pure light that exists in those higher realms. So it will begin to shift as it goes through ascension into a crystalline-based body. What does that mean? I'm not 100% sure. All I understand is these sort of crystalline bodies. They're completely free. They are detached from anything past emotions, pain, trauma. It's just a completely elevated vessel. And so you will start to, so the human race as a collective is already going through this ascension with the human physical body. Everyone is already going through this at their own pace. And so some are sort of further, if you will, on that physical journey of spiritual awakening. And so it's not a race. It's just that's sort of where we're all going with this, is the consciousness used to be the one that traveled. I do quotes because my human brain can't really understand what it means by travel at this time. And my human mind still can't really wrap around what it will look like for when one day our bodies crystallize or become crystalline based instead of carbon based. We'll be able to also, I guess, travel to ascend to those higher dimensions, to go to other realities and realms where currently right now it's the body stays here and it's the consciousness that travels. So this is all something new that I'm receiving and downloading. I've also been kind of like hopping in the internet to see what else people are saying. Basically becoming a light body, a body of light, is all about how you will connect to source energy, how you will I guess meet God in a way. It's about enlightenment. So I just found that so interesting, this whole idea of like our bodies not being carbon based and instead becoming this new form. The DNA will change. And even scientists, they've found within, I mean, it exists within human bodies right now. They call it junk DNA. It's just dormant DNA. And so what the spiritual community sort of looks like, or what people have sort of channeled in regards to that, is that's the DNA waiting to be activated to become that new DNA code. My brain hurts. Does your brain hurt? So let me just check my notes. I think that's it. It's just basically our bodies might experience some trouble acclimating to these new frequencies. That's just ascension symptoms. I've talked about that before. You might feel more fatigued, tired, feel like you have flu-like symptoms, cold. You'll kind of like ebb and flow. And yeah, that's it. So get ready for your body to crystallize. And I'll just keep you posted as I sort of channel and receive more and more messages. But right now, they who bestow upon me these messages, it's like I'm in school. So they're just slowly giving me information bit by bit. And as I receive stuff that I think is kind of like wild and cool, I share it with you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If I could say the word, subscribe. Okay. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.